Got breaking news coming through this afternoon. The 5th ANC National Policy Conference seems to be overpowering the anti-Zuma forces. This is breaking news coming through this afternoon. Sources have told ANN7 that amidst the robust debates within closed doors, ANC members have called on those calling on President Jacob Zuma to step down to exit the ANC. In what looks like a whip-cracking exercise, ANN7 is informed that a majority of delegates from branches have announced their allegiance to President Jacob Zuma. Well, this is breaking news coming through this afternoon. We are going to keep you up to date with the latest details and developments, but sources have told ANN7 that amidst the robust debates within closed doors here at the 5th ANC National Policy Conference, ANC members have called on those calling on President Jacob Zuma to step down to rather exit the party. In what looks like a whip-cracking exercise, ANN7 is informed that a majority of delegates from branches have announced their allegiance to Jacob Zuma.
Perhaps we can now draw in our analysts. We have Sfiso Mahlangu here. Starting off with you, what exactly is at the center of this that we're seeing? We're hearing of the anti-Zumas being asked to exit the party at a time when they're talking about unity. What exactly does this mean?
Good afternoon, Nomfundo. I think this is very interesting news, and it's a blow to many people who came here thinking they are going to push President Jacob Zuma out. This is not an elective conference, so the ANC is not going to pick a leader. But what they're going to do is elect or select and approve policies. And behind the veil of policy lies a particular leader. And for example, if you stand for radical economic transformation and free education, that would reveal Ms. Nkosazana Zuma. And on the other hand, if one appoints or selects another policy, that might suggest Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. So behind the veil of policy lies a leader, and that's where we're going in December 2017. But what happened this afternoon, and sources reveal this, is that in a heavy meeting, a lot of robust debate, the pro-Zuma faction, almost by 90%, said to those who wish President Zuma to step down, having come to this policy conference, hoping to shut down President Jacob Zuma or shut down radical economic transformation, have been told in no uncertain words to say, if you don't want radical economic transformation, you don't agree with President Jacob Zuma, you don't agree with the mining charter, you don't agree with the expropriation of land, then you should rather leave the ANC. And I think this big debate goes on the realms of radical economic transformation because they feel that if any ANC member continues to deny that white monopoly capital exists or deny that expropriation of land should be granted without compensation, that person does not represent the ANC. And if you don't represent the ANC, what are you doing deciding on ANC policy? So if you're not for radical economic transformation, they have asked them to leave. So it does in fact look like a whipping exercise to those who came in wanting to push other separate agendas. What I think this conference then has done is asserted the Zuma power once again. Because I think that the point could have been driven apart. If the debate is about radical economic transformation, a few try and pull the debate and begin to talk about state of capture report or something like that. Or if you want to talk about land expropriation in section 25 of the Constitution, then somebody wants to talk about the Gupta family. But what happened this afternoon is that delegates said, this is enough playing. You have tried to manipulate the point and run us off track for too long. What we are here to decide is about radical economic transformation. And if you don't want that, and you think President Zuma should step down, the door is open for you to leave this conference. And I think that was a heavy blow, and Zuma once again has won this game.
I just want to include our other guest this afternoon, Mr. Mielani Mkabela, a political economist. But Sfiso, with regards to this breaking news, where does this then leave members of the ANC who have spoken out against President Jacob Zuma in the past? I mean, is that gone and forgotten, and is the ANC moving forward now?
Well, because the ANC has also got factions within. And I mean, since the dawn of democratic politics, there's always been factions. And people speak about the ANC today as if it is, so divided that it cannot pull a policy conference together. I remember many people and writers were saying last week that they don't see that this policy conference will be a success because the ANC is so divided. I think what this has done is asserted that when the ANC gets together to decide, they really get together to decide, and by an overwhelming, voice, I think the chant of radical economic transformation is being discussed. However, there are people, even within the NEC, such as Mr. Derek Hanekom, who have voiced against President Jacob Zuma, and they have been shut down. And not people only within, there are people on the periphery and outside of Parliament and outside of the current ANC. People like Feki Mentor, who said, this party is dead, it cannot resurrect. Ms. Makosi Koza, who is a member of Parliament and is not being visible here, has said, this party is on its dying knees, and all of that. So those people have been very vociferous in the past. But now that the reality has come, the people have said, President Jacob Zuma is going nowhere. We're here to discuss policies, and radical economic transformation is the policy. So